Hey guys, what's up? Toboloco here. Welcome to our second part of the Trinidad and Tobago 2010 qualification on the 2010 FIFA World Cup game. So yeah, last time we basically smashed the first qualifying round group, or the third qualifying round if you want to call it that. But yeah, we came top. We were basically unbeaten. So yeah, we've had such good form, and this is your table for the next round. We've got United States, Costa Rica, Mexico, Honduras, and El Salvador. Very tough, but at least we don't have to finish top. We can either finish in the top three, or we can finish fourth in that playoff position. And our first match is going to be against Costa Rica, and as usual, like I always show you, it's on legendary difficulty because it is the best way to play these qualifying runs. All these teams in this group now are really tough. There's no super easy side to beat. I would argue that El Salvador would be the closest rating to us, but yeah, in the last qualifying zone, we had Mexico and Jamaica, and I think at one point we beat Mexico like 3-1 or something like that. So if we can just do that constantly here, you know, grind results out or just smash a couple of teams, we'll be okay. Kenwyne Jones has been on fire for us, and so has Scotland as well. So maybe we can have a good run with those two again. Over the top. Is Jones going to get there? No, not quite, but we got the rebound. Jones on the ball. Good finesse off the post. Ridiculous. It even made the goalkeeper go a little bit funny there, the animation. You never know. 2026 might be the World Cup where we see Trinidad and Tobago back at a World Cup. Because, you know, the Concacaf region is just going to have more qualifying spots, isn't it? And Glenn puts it wide. I'm so sick of Glenn. Like, I keep forgetting to take him off, but I just want to try it just to see if he gets better. But he doesn't really score that many goals. Jones crosses that in. Glenn is there, but he's too small and headed away. We just struggled a little bit to find our shooting boots, and I think that Scotland is going to have to be, well, he's going to have to come on, isn't he? And he's going to have to be a main staple of the team, I think. I don't think Glenn is quite cutting it up front. He's too small. He hasn't got his shooting boots on either, so yeah, I think Scotland is better because he's just more powerful. He's kind of like Kenwyne Jones. I just noticed that Kenwyne Jones is playing at an 88 rated form, so he's playing like an 88 rated striker right now. That's madness, isn't it? And that's just in qualifying. What will happen in the actual World Cup if we get there? Here comes Jones. Here we go. Look at Scotland get in that position and score immediately. Glenn would never do that, but Scotland did. Scotland instant impact, and that's a 1-0 to Trinidad and Tobago. Love it. These two players, Jones and Scotland, are so good. And it gets tackled. Andrews on the ball. Let's go for an early cross. Oh, okay, we got his head on it, but just goes over. Uh-oh. Costa Rica with Brian Ruiz. This is the first time we've seen Costa Rica actually go forward. And he passes it. They still got it. And it's headed, on the side netting. That was close. That was literally their only chance of the game. They haven't done anything up until this point, and they almost score that chance. Oh, missed tackle. Okay, come on, Scotland. Get the second goal. He's got it. Scotland again. He has been the super sub in this one. Scotland is the hero in this match. He comes on at half-time, bags himself 2 goals against Costa Rica in the second half. 1 in the 90th minute as well, just to seal it. And that's going to be 3 points on the board for Trinidad and Tobago. Definitely not easy coming away from home against Costa Rica, but Trinidad and Tobago have been pretty good here. Costa Rica, on the other hand, they haven't really had the chances. They've only had like 1 or 2 chances just to go forward, and they've barely even done anything. So, yeah, that's game. And, yeah, 3 points on the board. Our second match at home is against El Salvador. Arguably, I would say they are on par with us in terms of rating, but in terms of form, they're probably the weakest team of the group. But this should be a winnable game for Trinidad and Tobago. Yet again, I accidentally forgot to put Scotland on the squad. So again, we'll give Glenn one more chance to see if he can actually score against El Salvador. We've already done 2 runs with El Salvador, and so many people are asking me for a qualifying run with El Salvador on this game and on 2014 as well. So obviously a very, very popular nation. I'm waiting for Jones to make that run, and he has. Here comes Kenwyne Jones. Will he score this goal? He has scored. Of course he does. Kenwyne Jones scores against El Salvador to make it 1-0 within the first 20 minutes. Great assist by Glenn. And Kenwyne Jones just keeps scoring. The absolute sensation from Stoke City. I don't know, was he at Stoke in 2010? I seem to remember Kenwyne Jones was at Stoke. And that's the only reason why I remember Kenwyne Jones. Glenn? Oh, he somehow found his way past the defence, and he scores! Nice one! Glenn actually scored! And it's 2-0 now. I didn't actually expect Glenn to just push his way past and do it, but he has, and that'll give him some confidence, maybe using him in the future. I still prefer Scotland, because Scotland is a bit more explosive up front, just like Kenwyne Jones, but Glenn did well just to turn all the El Salvador players there, and they couldn't catch him. Oh, great tackle. Birchall. He's still battling, and he's still got it. A bit of a mistake from the El Salvador players. Birchall could go through here. Out to Jones. No, it's not Jones, it's Glenn, and it's gone in. I don't know why I said Jones. I just assumed Jones would have been there, but Glenn scores again. Great goal there. We're just able to sweat it across and tap it in. Simple as that. A mistake by El Salvador makes them go 3-0 down within the first 30 minutes. It's a bit of a sort of funny situation with 2.5-star teams or 1.5-star teams, because you know some aspects of the team are really good and obviously others are bad, but Trinidad and Tobago seem to be good all over the field at the moment. Like, I know we're against El Salvador and they are the same rating as us, but still, like, we hold our own against teams like Mexico and Jamaica, and we beat Costa Rica in the last game as well. So yeah, I think that we could qualify. I think there's every chance that we could. Half time, and we're 3-0 up against El Salvador. We're looking good right now. I think we're going to win this one. Through ball, Kenwyne Jones. He smashes it in. It's 4-0. Kenwyne Jones has just been on fire. And, you know, 4-0. El Salvador have basically just been steamrolled here. One through ball there. We found the gap. And it's just so easy. When you're in this kind of form, teams like El Salvador really just don't give you that much hassle. Over the top by Jones. We got it here. Glenn. Let's be unselfish. Yeah, there we go. It's 5-0. 5-0 Trinidad and Tobago. Keely Edwards gets his goal in this match, the captain. And that is 5-0. Wow, I mean, it's a dirty move to do that. It's such an easy way to score. You know, if people do that to me online, I basically just, like, lose my head. But against the computer, when I'm trying to qualify and make a statement against some of these teams, we'll do it. Look at Trinidad and Tobago here, look. They're just so good. Here comes Glenn. And I can see Edwards again making his way into the box. And that's a goal. That's 6. Edwards again. Trinidad and Tobago absolutely blowing out El Salvador. Incredible. We are so good. I want to see the form. I just want to see the form. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the form of some of these players, because people will probably be screaming in the comments, oh, amateur difficulty. Look at that. Kenwyne Jones is a 91 rated striker on form. Are you kidding me? Let's go over the top to Edwards. He's like, yeah, I'm so fast. El Salvador can't catch me. Into the middle, and that's 7-0. 7-0. It's just so easy. It's just so easy. Glenn again. And yeah, like, this is mental. Honduras might have the comeback on against the United States. That was a good ball, but we managed to retrieve it. Oh, hang on. Oh, that was a really poor shot by El Salvador. Their morale is probably in the mud right now. 7-0 down to Trinidad and Tobago, who are pretty much the same rating as them, but it's just been incredible. And Kenwyne Jones He's through on goal again. Oh, he's put it wide. All right, the game's over and it is 7-0 to Trinidad and Tobago. I know it seems a little bit suspect. You know, I always say I play on Legendary and I know smash a team like 7-0. But sometimes you'll play a team and they'll just absolutely just lie down for you, even on Legendary. And then sometimes you'll play a team that you're supposed to beat, like, I don't know, Andorra or something. And they'll just be like, nope, we're a brick wall. And it's like, what? Or you'll just get smashed by, like, I don't know, a big team like, you know, United States or Mexico or something. But it's very weird how this game works. I think it's just old, and I think I've just gotten used to it. So we have got Mexico in our next match, and just for clarification's sake again, it's still on legendary difficulty, just in case that I smash Mexico 7-0. I don't think it's going to happen, but with Kenwyne Jones being rated 91, it could happen. We just come off the back of a 7-0 win against El Salvador, so can we kind of use that to beat Mexico here away from home? Remember, last time that we played Mexico away from home in the last video, we actually beat them. I'm sticking with Glenn for this match, just because I think Scotland should be a super sub, but we'll see what happens. Glenn to Jones. Let's go for the strike. That's actually gone in. That's actually gone in. That is actually outrageous from Kenwyne Jones. Kenwyne Jones is on fire right now. Incredible. 4th minute, we beat Ochoa with a finesse shot outside the box, and Kenwyne Jones is firmly in our universe establishing himself as the best striker in the world. 94 rated striker. That is ridiculous. This one has just been amazing. I can see we got Dwight York on the field. I didn't put him on, but I think there was an injury. So, okay, well, welcome to the team, Dwight York. Welcome back. Oh, Mexico somehow got past my defence. We come over. We did tackle him on the edge of the box. Referee deems it as a foul, and it's a free kick to Mexico on the edge of the box. Guardado. He goes for it, and oh, that was a powerful one, but it goes wide. Jones to Glenn. Down to York. Dwight York out on the wing. Crosses it in, and it's headed. That's actually gone in. That's actually gone in. Edwards with the header from Dwight York's cross that I thought that wasn't a very good one, but it was actually a pinpoint cross that went to the back post and in. Edwards there. I thought Ochoa would have got that, but he just stood there and then put his hands up at the end. There was no chance, and Trinidad and Tobago are 2-0 up away from home. Rojas crosses it in, and it's headed out. That was a good play from Trinidad, because that actually tested my goalkeeper. And as we go into half-time, we are 2-0 up against Mexico away from home. This is really good from Trinidad and Tobago. Their form just keeps getting better and better. They go for it, and it's headed, but it wasn't a good one. Mexico barely had any chances on goal. Dos Santos crosses it in, headed. That was a good header to stop Mexico, but now they're pressing a bit more. That was a good save. What a strike as well. Mexico, a lot of ball movement, but just no end product as we are coming to the final stages of this match. Mexico cross it in, and again, a wasted opportunity. This has happened for them numerous times, but that was so stupid of me, and thankfully, the player was in the way of that. It could have gone in if that player didn't get in the way. Look at this. Look. I mean, my goalkeeper was slightly out of position, so it probably would have gone in. Guardado on the ball, crosses it in, headed. Mexico have got it, and off the post and in. That was a decent strike. We couldn't really defend it, and Carlos Vela gets a late goal. There's still 8 minutes for Mexico to try and rescue this game. I hope they don't. Edwards. Crossed in. It's Glenn. He scored. Ochoa didn't come for it. And Glenn has finished this game off in style. What a goal that was for Trinidad and Tobago. 90th minute. 3-1. A good cross by Edwards. And it was just perfect. I don't know why Ochoa didn't come out and punch it, because Glenn's quite a tiny player. Well, he looks tiny compared to the rest of them. Trinidad and Tobago just beaten Mexico away from home, and you can see in the background they're celebrating like they've qualified. Obviously, we haven't qualified, but, you know, this is a great result for Trinidad and Tobago. It means that we will be top of the group still and looking to extend that with a win either against Honduras or the USA. Our fourth match of qualifying is against the United States of America. Can we continue our great form and beat the USA here, and then hopefully beat Honduras, so then halfway through we'll be unbeaten in qualifying? And that would be a great position to be in, because then, you know, we don't have to worry too much about the next set of games, because as long as we win like maybe 2 or 3 of them, we'll be alright. Span. I guess the best thing about this is that we're at home, so we have got the altitude advantage on the United States. You know, this game does have an altitude system. But that was a great ball over the top. Here comes Glenn. He has scored, and I got wiped out in the box as well, so that could have been a penalty if I missed. And Glenn has scored against the United States to make it 1-0 to Trinidad and Tobago in the first 20 minutes. This team is cooking. It's actually cooking right now. Like, everybody on the field is doing so well. And they're playing so, like, fluidly as well. That over-the-top ball, the United States just couldn't even get anywhere near it. See what they can do here. Donovan to cross it in. Not headed at all by the United States. Here comes Kenwyne Jones. He just spins around that defender like he's absolutely nothing. Through ball to Glenn. Glenn is on his own. What can he do? He's pushing forward. He's like, yeah, nobody's going to get me. Out to Edwards. Can we cross it into someone there? And it was headed, and sadly not. USA still defending quite strong, even though we are pushing past them quite a lot. Like, you know, Trinidad and Tobago seem like the better team, and oh, Kenwyne Jones almost scored. We are completely dominant in possession here. They haven't had anything going forward so far. Over the top. Oh, here comes Ching. He's somehow got in behind. Can we tackle him? Yes, we can, but it's gone back out to the States. Crossed in and kept by the keeper there. Great stuff. And I think we're going to go into half-time with the score at 1-0. Fantastic work by Trinidad and Tobago to be 1-0 up on the States here. Just going to cross that in. Keeper, you got it? I mean, kinda. Get it again? I mean, what are you all doing right there? That was a really weird defensive play. And finally we get rid of it. Clark on the ball here for the USA. It's crossed in, headed, and caught nicely. Again, another wasted opportunity. Costa Rica and Honduras are having a great game so far. 2-2. Oh, 3-2 now. Wow. Literally, the game makes these results up on the spot, doesn't it? Like, there's no way anybody would just score immediately after getting scored on, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't happen that often in football, but on this game it happens quite a lot. No. Oh, they got in behind. Oh, great save. Get rid of it. Thankfully, we got rid of it, and they almost equalised at the end. And we just beaten the United States at home. And what a result that is for Trinidad and Tobago. Again, they are flying in this qualifying campaign. We have 12 points from 4 games. We go on to the next game, which is against Honduras, and hopefully we'll beat them, so then we can just carry on the momentum and stuff. Honduras got a big win though against Costa Rica, so they're going to be on form as well. Have I ever told you that I love playing in Honduras' stadium? Because it's the only stadium, well, it seems like the only stadium that is very different from the other Concacaf stadiums. I think FIFA or EA Sports, should I say, actually nailed the stadium design down to a T on this game. Suazo crosses it in, and Trinidad and Tobago are a bit in trouble. Come on, keeper, yes! Double save, fantastic! Cross that in, and sadly it's just too close to the keeper. A lot of you have also been saying that you want to see Honduras qualifying run again. I will definitely revisit some of the teams I did in the past, because some of the teams I played on lower difficulty back 2 years ago and stuff like that, you know, I might have played it on like either professional or world-class difficulty. So legendary reruns will definitely have to be a thing. Kenwyne Jones, he's running. Can he score? Oh, good save by the Honduras keeper. Oh, that was a good through ball, and Suazo's going through. Come on, stop him. I'm trying to, like, arc my run. He goes for it. Great save by the Trinidad keeper. This is probably the most competitive match I've been in so far. It's against Honduras. Like, I'm not saying Honduras are bad, but Mexico didn't give us a proper game. And, like, United States, yeah, they were okay, but they still didn't, like, have that many shots. But Honduras have done well here to sort of stop us from scoring in the first half. I think this game is going to be Scotland's time to come off the bench and try and see if he can do something. Kenwyne Jones is rated 98 on form. 98 form. That is just the most ridiculous thing ever. He is the best player in the world. Crossed in. Honduras. They're open. And off the post and out. Unfortunate for Honduras. They could have taken the lead. And they still have it somehow. They go for it. Oh, it just goes wide. How did they miss that chance? How? That should have gone straight in. We're not playing well at the moment. It doesn't feel like Trinidad and Tobago are gelling the way that they should be. And that was another fantastic save as well. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's because we're away from home or something and Honduras are better at home. But here comes Kenwyne Jones. Can he produce a 90th minute winner? He is just like, I'm 98 rated striker. See you later. Oh, that was a good defensive play by Honduras. And that has gone out for full time. It's a 0-0. Kind of, well, from our point of view, it wasn't the best. But Honduras will probably take that considering we are top of the group and everything. Okay then, so taking a look at the table at the halfway point in qualifying. And this is how it looks like then. So we are top with 4 wins and 1 draw with 13 points. United States are 3 points behind us. Mexico are 6 points behind us, sat in 3rd. And Costa Rica are sat in that playoff position with 6 points. Honduras are just behind them and just behind Mexico as well. And El Salvador still could creep into that 3rd place spot if they have a run of good games. So we're against Costa Rica again this time, but we are at home. The reverse fixtures start now, and like I said, as long as we win a couple more games, we should solidify those top 3 spots. We've been really good. Hopefully we don't start to fall off though, but I know this game, every time you get to the halfway point in qualifying, for some reason it just gets even harder. Through ball to Jones. And he pushes his way past like everybody is nothing. It's just too easy when you've got a striker like Jones and he hits the post. Birchall out on the wing here. Can we cross it in? That might be a good one. Yeah, what a strike that was. Just taken so well by Edwards. And it's 1-0 to Trinidad and Tobago. Just before the 20th minute mark as well. That always happens. I'm seeing a pattern that Trinidad and Tobago are scoring within 20 minutes of these games, and that was such a nicely taken strike as well. It like landed on his boot and Edwards gets the first goal. Birchall on the ball to Glenn, to Kenwyne Jones. He goes for the strike and that's off the bar. Oh, Kenwyne Jones, unlucky. I mean, a 98 rated striker is going to do that, isn't it? Like, he's going to score with every single touch he has. Just the only thing denying him is the bar. El Salvador have taken the lead against the United States. That could be a big result if we win here, because if El Salvador start winning their games, then they'll move up the table as well. Half-time, 1-0 to Trinidad and Tobago. It could have been more. Bolanos pushing forward for Costa Rica, cut out by Daniel. Not being the explosive performance that I wanted from Trinidad and Tobago. Don't get me wrong, we've had the shots, but I want more goals, of course, because I just want to get qualification over and done with, so then we can just move on to the World Cup portion. Bolanos, he's got in behind here for Costa Rica, and they score out of nothing. And that is not great defending from Trinidad and Tobago, it must be said. He just literally just waltzed his way past everybody, did a few dribbling, and just, yeah, tapped it in. Okay, well, Scotland's coming on for Trinidad and Tobago. Can we actually get forward here and actually score? Oh, through ball. No, no, no. Where's my defence? Where are they? Don't you dare drop this game, Trinidad. I don't want the form to be damaged. I don't want Costa Rica beating me. I know they're a good side, but come on. Don't let it happen. They've been frustrating, and I guess that's all they really need to be. It's just a bit frustrating. But there we go. It's 1-1. And to be honest, that's probably fair, considering that Trinidad and Tobago weren't really at their best in this game, just like in the last game against Honduras. Our next match is against El Salvador, but this time away from home. I guess they have the same stadium as Honduras. I'm guessing all that sort of Central America sort of area, do you know what I mean, has the same stadium, which is this one. But it's cool because it's the cool stadium, but this time it's sunny, so I get to see more of it. Kenwyne Jones passes it to Glenn. Can Glenn score? He has scored off the post and in, and Glenn scores early on to make it 1-0 to Trinidad and Tobago. 2 minutes in, Kenwyne Jones just pushes through everybody, does a great pass to Glenn, and the goalkeeper started to come out, so you just have to shoot in that opportunity, don't you? 3 players to try and stop Kenwyne Jones, and look at the curl on that as well. It actually curled towards net. Really nice job from Glenn there. Here comes Kenwyne Jones into the box. A bit of a mistake, and that's 2-0. I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing there. Edwards scores to make it 2. Into the box, and it was just cut out there. Great defending from Trinidad and Tobago. The defenders have been so good in this run as well. Here comes Glenn. It's Glenn. He scores. It's 3. It's just too easy against a side like this. I mean, we've had some struggles against Costa Rica and Honduras. We come to El Salvador and we're absolutely crushing them in the first 20 minutes. El Salvador pressing. They go for it. They scored. That's 3-1 now. And, well, no real celebrations there because they know what's going to happen when Kenwyne Jones goes for on goal again. Crossed in. Headed away, but it's not quite away, and it was blocked by Trinidad and Tobago. Couldn't get rid of it though there, and that's another goal. Come on, Trinidad. Like, we've been so good. Please don't be this bad. A bit more of a competitive game thanks to a mistake in the box. Well, it's half time and the score is 3-2. Quite a good game for the neutral, to be honest. But I just need maybe a goal or 2 just to seal it. Because El Salvador look like they're in the scoring mood. Jones. Over the top. Oh, come on, let me have that. Why would you bring it back at that stage, ref? It was over the top to Glenn, and Glenn was going to go through. But, that was a smart play from El Salvador to stop me from scoring. But here comes Jones. He scores! There we go. You ain't going to stop him for too much longer. And Kenwyne Jones gets another goal to make it 4-2. And he adds to his scoring tally. I'm fairly sure he's got like 13 goals in qualifying or something like that. Honduras have doubled their lead against the United States. Wow. Alvarez. And that was headed out for a corner to El Salvador. The goalkeeper's up for this one, even though they're 2 goals down. So it won't really matter if he scores. It's headed and the goalkeeper collects it. I'm going to try and score the goalkeeper. Pretty of a stupid decision, really, because it goes straight back to him. Good save. Trying to get it upfield, but okay, well, they put it wide, and that's going to be game over, I think, once they kick it away. Quite a competitive match, to be honest. We didn't actually steamroll El Salvador like I thought we would, like in the last game that we played against them. But you know what? Still a good result. Credit to El Salvador for making it competitive. So let's just check out the table quickly then. So there's 3 games to play for everybody. We are top with 17 points. We've got a 7-point lead over Costa Rica and Mexico, and a 6-point lead over United States. So all we need to do really is probably win 1 more game and maybe draw a game. There's every chance that even El Salvador could sneak into the qualifying position, because if you do the math, you know, 3 more games, they get 3 wins. That's 13 points. But Honduras are just on the outskirts as well. They only need maybe like 6 points to be in contention for 2nd place. And Costa Rica and Mexico are level on points as well. So I think for the others in the group, it's not quite solidified yet, but if we get a win here against Mexico, then I think it will be. So we got Mexico, but this time we're at home. If we beat Mexico in this one, then our qualifying campaign is pretty much solidified. Costa Rica have taken the lead against the United States. That's a huge goal in the race for those top 3 positions. These last 3 games are going to be hard, they're going to be frustrating, and Yeah, I still think though, even if we lose all 3 games, I think that will be okay. I just have a feeling that 17 points is enough. Glenn is getting tackled a little bit too easy for my liking. I don't really like that. And Jones as well, to be honest. I know it's Mexico, but we're in fine form at the moment. We still got it. Okay, no we haven't. That was a good pass by Glenn. Edwards out on the wing. Go and cross it in. That was a good cross. And, oh, he did like a Rabona cross, pretty much. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Guardado going down the wing. Fairly uncontested. And Mexico scored over the top of my keeper. And Franco has scored for Mexico just before half-time. 1-0 to Mexico. Crossed in by Glenn. No header there. Cleared away from the Mexican goal, and that's going to be half-time with a score of 1-0 to Mexico. We're lacking something up front, something right now, and I think his name is Scotland. Just seems a bit weird here, and yeah, okay, well, Mexico has scored. I was just about to say, it feels a bit weird, the formation with Trinidad, like coming out of that kickoff, and Mexico just basically just through-balled it there. The defenders were completely split, and Mexico scored a second. Mexico pressing Dos Santos. It's just too easy for Mexico so far for actually, you know, attacking and stuff. Trinidad feel like they just have given up. Through ball. It's Kenwyne Jones. Can he get one back for Trinidad and Tobago? No. See, I didn't even want it to go to that. Like, how does it even judge that it goes that far wide? I did a finesse shot to put it into the left-hand corner of the goal, and it goes completely to the right. Mexico have just been too good in this game, unfortunately for us. You know, we haven't been great. Our momentum was slowing down before this game anyway. Like, we were just not really rampaging through teams like we were in the start of qualifying. It felt like we were so good at the start, but now it just seems like we're not doing as well as we could have been doing. And that's it. That's game over. And, well, we had to lose at one stage of qualifying, didn't we? But we played really poorly in this one, even when we were going through on goal as well. The chances we had just weren't good enough. 2 more games, and this one we are away from home against the United States. So currently we are still 4 points clear of Mexico, but if we draw or drop some of these games that we've got, these 2 last games I should say, then we're going to be in a bit of trouble. I still think we've done enough to qualify, but I just really want to just seal it, you know what I mean? So then I don't have to worry about it. The team is probably going to be losing a bit of form after that loss against Mexico, which is fine. We're still going to be on green form, of course, but yeah, we're not going to be as like good, you know what I mean? Into the box here, and we scored. Yes, it's Kenwyne Jones with the goal away from home against the United States, and he's back scoring the goals, which is great. You know, he didn't score against Mexico, which was unfortunate, but he's done it here in the first 10 minutes. Just passed it into the box, and of course we just tapped it in. We seem a bit spread thin at the moment. What a goal that was from the United States. What a goal. That's Ching off the bar and in. It literally just sat down in net like super quick. As soon as he hit it as well, like here, it just went, yep, in the net. It just didn't even roll about at all. It just sat down. Just like, there you go, have that. It's like, okay, thank you. We're not really defending as well as we did in the first portion of this group. You know, like these teams have started to slide me out now. Our team has also decided to just do... Like, how are they scoring goals like this? Like, that's Donovan that scored. They just passed it into the middle, just smashed it in. And I don't know what to do. It just literally just... Like, he just passed it and he just shot immediately and it went straight in. We're getting hassled into the ground by United States. I told you, they're a very frustrating team to play against. Here comes Donovan and almost scored that. Just completely smashes it. Rocket shot. Almost went straight in. It wouldn't be a qualifying run if we didn't have adversity, but seriously, what is going on right now with Trinidad and Tobago? Well, that's going to be half-time with a score at 2-1 to the United States. Again, it doesn't really matter, but Now that we're probably gonna lose our top spot though if it ends like this. Through ball. Glenn is through. Come on. Come on, Glenn. Yes, he scores. That's 2-2. Great move from Trinidad and Tobago. And Glenn gets the equaliser. All we need is a draw or a win. That's all we need. Just to seal that top spot and push the United States down. So then, you know, it gives the other little teams a chance to qualify. Donovan crosses it in. Headed away. They still got it though. We can't tackle them half the time. Most of the time, if we get a tackle on them, it's from a deflection. Over the top. Can Glenn get it? Go on. Header. And it's gone wide. Tim Howard came out for it, but I mean, I guess it's a header, so it's not going to be that accurate. But yeah, Tim Howard, I don't know what he was doing there. Edwards has got it. Still has it here on the wing. Glenn on the ball. Keep twisting and turning into the box. And Kenwyne Jones has scored to make it 3-2 to Trinidad and Tobago against the USA. Only 18 minutes to play. Can we hold on? Crossed in. Header. And what a save. That was floating towards the top of the net. But the keeper kept it out. The United States are really trying for that equaliser. Well, from being 2-1 down, we've rescued it. And it's 3-2 as it stands. And Trinidad and Tobago will definitely go through on this result. However, the United States will have to win on the final day against whoever they play to secure automatic qualification. And that's no easy feat for the United States because it depends who they have. Mexico beat El Salvador and Honduras beat Costa Rica. So Honduras and Mexico are going to be climbing the table as well, potentially overtaking the United States. All right, checking out the table for the final time in this qualifying round. So Trinidad and Tobago have sealed top spot in this one. There's no way we can drop into second. Definitely no chance we can drop into third. We are safe, secure, and we have qualified for the World Cup. Mexico, the same as well. They have 16 points and they have sealed their qualifying campaign. They have qualified automatically. However, the United States are in a precarious position. They have 12 points and they are in the automatic spot, but Honduras and Costa Rica are just behind them with 1 point. Now, whoever finishes fourth gets a playoff, but that's no guarantee that they'll go through. And whoever finishes fifth is eliminated. So United States, you're going to have to pull out a big performance against whoever you're against. Our last game of the qualifying round is against Honduras. So I'm not going to let Honduras win against me. I'm just going to play the exact same way as I have the entire qualifying campaign. If Honduras beat me, then fair play, but they need to earn the right to qualify. I'll keep you updated on the United States score, whoever they're playing. I'm fairly sure they might be against Mexico. Into the box. And great save again by the Honduras keeper. We are putting on quite a lot of pressure over the top. Costa Rica have equalised against El Salvador. They need a win to overtake the United States. Scotland, USA have taken the lead against Mexico, so they're doing their job on the final day of qualifying. Oh, Mexico literally just equalised straight afterwards. So now Costa Rica are probably in the position to qualify. Honduras moving the ball around, but there's no real purpose to it. They need to actually score if they want a chance to either get in the playoffs or get in that automatic qualifying zone. Mexico have just taken the lead against the United States just before half time. That is huge. Now, if any of like Honduras or Costa Rica win, then, well, USA could be condemned to 5th place. Here comes Honduras, and they scored! Honduras have scored, and perfect timing as well. They must have known that the United States have gone 2-1 down because they just literally just passed it into the box, and my defence fell asleep, and Honduras are now in the driving seat. Wow, Honduras 1-0 up against us. I mean, it will damage my form, but only ever so slightly. Oh, poor throw by the goalkeeper. I almost actually snatched that away. But as it stands in the 60th minute, we haven't actually been able to do anything against Honduras. And ever since they scored, we've just been a bit flat. and a bit lifeless. Ceballos to Nunes. 78th minute, and again, Trinidad and Tobago haven't done an awful lot in this match. We've been really flat. We haven't really got the chances that we've needed. And that's a free kick to Honduras as well. So, you know, we've been getting pressed in. And credit to Honduras. They wanted to qualify. And so far, they are getting it. Kenwyne Jones goes for finesse shot. Oh, just over the bar. I thought it actually curled in. They played so well. Credit to them. Massive credit to them. Honduras beat me here 1-0, so we lost on the final day of qualifying, but it doesn't matter for us because, you know, we're still top of the table. But I want to see what the other results are like. 2-1 to Mexico and 1-1 Costa Rica and El Salvador. So what does that mean for the group? Wow, okay, so this is how it's looking like then. So Trinidad and Tobago, Mexico and Honduras seal automatic qualification from the Concacaf region. United States will have to go through the playoffs to advance. If Costa Rica had somehow just got one more goal against El Salvador, the United States would have dropped to 5th in qualifying, which would have been a complete disaster for them. I mean, it's still kind of a bad position for the United States to be in because they have to go through a playoff, but I still think they'll qualify. So we have to do the draw for the World Cup before we finish this video. So let's just draw all the teams. So obviously we got the main teams there, the best performing ones, of course, from the European region and the host as well. So what group are we in? There's more European teams there. So Serbia in Group A, Group B Portugal, Group C Russia, Poland in Group D, Group E Greece, France in Group F, England in Group G, and Switzerland in Group H. We are in this one. So Group A, Iran in that one. Trinidad and Tobago in Group B. So we're in kind of a bit of a group of death so far. North Korea going to Group C, Japan in Group D, China in Group E, Oman in Group F, Honduras in Group G, and Mexico in Group H. So what about the other ones then? In pot 4 we got Ivory Coast, Algeria in Group B with us, okay, Paraguay in Group C, Chile in Group D, Ghana in Group E, Nigeria in Group F, Uruguay in Group G, and Morocco in Group H. So the United States didn't make it after all, so that was a complete disaster for them. So that is the end of your second part of the Trinidad and Tobago qualifying. We qualify for the World Cup, of course, and this is the group that we have got: Croatia, Algeria and Portugal. A tiny bit of a group of death, but I hope that Trinidad and Tobago can be at least competitive in it. If you did enjoy this one, give it a like and subscribe. Keep it loco as always, and I'll see you again for the next video.